Morning.
Thank you for coming. And, let's start with the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Look how bright and sunny it looks on that picture.
Yeah.
I'm ready when you are, Lars.
Okay. Well, John, let's get started here.
All right.
So, tell us a little bit about you. Well, we know it's in Manitou. Is that a steep lot or what is it? What is the?
It's a small lot, it's not steep. It would be to the right there. That's the front little house, and it's really a studio.
Okay.
And there's the rear house, it's a real one bedroom. They both are rented, high demand in Manitou for rents. And, it's been rehabbed, so there's no problems that I'm aware of that need to be addressed.
Okay. So this is ready to. Now, what is? Are you looking for somebody to buy this as a residence or more as an investment property?
Either way, because we have left the rear house, the bigger one bedroom, on a month to month, where somebody, if they wanted to live there, could move in and have that probably pay for it, the whole deal.
Okay. So what is your aspects of trying to go forward with this or take it to where you guys want to go?
What are my aspects?
And well, tell me what you like or trying to buy with this,
Well,
or get money out, or
we'd go down and out. We'd also, in fact, Blake wrote a deal last night, creating a note on this. And we have, it's being sent out today, I guess. So we'll go up, if this would be a trade for a mobile home park down in New Mexico.
oh, you found one down there?
We found one down there. And truth or consequences. And that's the kind of deals I like.
Okay. Does anybody here have anything that's got $100,000 equity in it that they would like to own this with? That's the next question.
That's a good question. We could deliver this free and clear, so.
Okay. So now we're up to $350.
This is not the right price.
Oh, yeah.
It's been reduced.
Oh, it's been reduced.
Yep, down to $330.
$330. Okay.
But we traded at $350 as well, if that's a better number for anybody.
So has anybody got $330,000 worth of equity in something? Lynn, what do you got a house?
Got some cars.
Got some cars? You trade for the car?
We take cars.
Okay. You better not, they'll have the cars.
So, I have some commercial land, but you're looking for cash out?
Not necessarily. Tell me about your commercial land.
Commercial land, half acre, right in town, free and clear,
What's the value?
200.
So why don't you go over, John, how that would work, because it seems like she's
Well,
got.
I'm trying to figure out
She's got a free,
how it would work.
it's a free and clear $200,000 lot. Okay, if we agree that it's worth $200,000 and that we'd pay $200,000 of our cash today for it, meaning that it's a good lot worth absolutely $200,000, then yeah, we'll give our $80,000 equity towards it and give you paper for the rest or whatever. You're gonna need to come in and get.
Oh, so you
yeah.
would sell it?
What do you mean we'd sell it?
What, I guess,
So you would own Ute Trail, okay, subject to the $250,000 loan if you wanna do that, or, we could, depending on what kind of new loan you could bring, we can move amount of equity. We will own your lot if we like it. We're gonna have to come up with $120,000 more of something, because we only have $80,000 equity.
that's what I was trying to get at. I didn't know if you
Yeah.
had, if you needed only the balance or the full
Yeah,
amount.
no, and so make a proposal for what you can do, and, if you wanna carry back on the land or something, we can, we'll just see. We have to really, really, really like your land if it's worth more than our equity. I mean, if we had a $75,000 piece of land, we're not, we may not be as critical of it being a cash today value, but $200,000 piece of land will need to be, right? I mean,
Yeah, we could, if we like the land, we could make up the difference, give you a
Okay,
note for the
that's
balance or something like
yeah,
that.
Okay.
but write it.
What have you done on the rehab, like the aging of the home?
We put a bunch of polish and paint, wood putty on there. No, it's ready to go.
It's got-
Plumbing,
it's ready.
electricity, all that stuff?
Yeah,
What's the square footage?
the total square footage is about 800 for the two. And it grosses, about $2,000 a month. Question?
I feel like in the past, the property came up as maybe questionable as to whether it could be a short-term rental. Yeah.
This could-
Yeah, there's one almost right across the street. Manitou has they wanna keep them 500 feet apart.
Right.
Now, probably 2/3 of the houses in Manitou are rentals, so you may go in and get a variance, I don't know. But we would put that on you rather than us.
Well, guys, is there anybody here besides,
It's going, gone.
It's the most expensive real estate in El Paso County, which is Colorado Springs, which is always in the top 3 most desirable places in the country to live. Prices are insane. On a little 300 square foot cabin in front, we get $895 plus utilities. On a 450 cabin in the back, we get $1,100 plus utilities. That's the carport on the front one. So they rent the front one, the people in the back house use the carport, the front one parks there. And it makes $1,995 a month plus utilities. Taxes are only about, they're like $500 a year or something like that, between $500 and $1,000 a year. It's really good, the cap rate's not huge because that's what happens in Manitou Springs. But things sell for this kind of price. We have the one that's a little smaller than it, which is much higher price per square foot sold. It's been on the market, hasn't sold yet. So everything's been redone. Sewer lines, hot water heaters, jack the things up to make them as level as you can in Manitou.
So what's your hot button? What do you really want to get into?
We would like another project. We would take a little piece of land or paper down and just sell the thing. We thought it would just be going for cash. But, we'll take this property. He really loved Doug Seaman's property in Winkleman, my partner did. We'll give it free and clear to somebody, and we'll add equal amount or 3-4 times as much cash if somebody has something down here that we like. My partner, John, does want to have a place down here for the wintertime. He lives in Cripple Creek, Colorado, on the side of Mount Pisgah. He is, his house is about 9,800 foot elevation, okay? So it's a great place to be in the summertime.
So he would move to Tucson.
He would move to Tucson. He'd prefer the hills where there's, it's not quite so damn hot. But yeah, he would move to Tucson. We'd love to have a mobile home park or a multifamily or anything. We like ugly.
An RV resort in Aravaca.
RV resort in Aravaca would be perfect.
We'll take it.
Okay, there you go. So we're done, right?
Right, yeah, we're done.
110 what?
110 A.
A, okay. We're pretty flexible on this. If you couldn't tell, we got a lot of other packages in the book. I can add, $5 million of paper if you want. So I'm too flexible is always my problem. I would take one of these little pieces of land, like I told you, Monica. You give me, this is when I pitched out. You give me a little $25,000 piece of land down. Bring the rest in cash and new loan, or hell, bring a little money and ask us to wrap it if you need to. But somebody with a new loan, this thing will really cash flow and be a good property. You're buying this for the appreciation, though.
Any questions on the property?
104E. See, I like it when they don't ask questions. The
104E.
questions is, would you accept 104E? And I'll take a look, and usually the answer is yes.
I guess we're ready for numbers then.
Yeah. 120.
120.
All right. Who? Yeah. Keep
Alan,
giving me numbers.
You got anything? Nico, you probably got some stuff, right?
Right.
But you don't want his cabin. Anybody
No,
else?
we've looked at it. It's just a matter of making a deal that makes sense for both of us.
What do you
Yeah.
think, George? Is that something you'd like to handle?
It's too hard to work. Yeah. No, this is one. So we manage it. We'll manage it for you. The management is in the numbers. My numbers aren't that bad because I don't charge myself to manage, and I don't have. There should be no expenses as far as repairs because it's all been done. And if you want it master leased at a certain cap rate, that's fine. If you want 10 of them master leased just at the same kind of cap rate, we can do that kind of deal too.
Bob, you interested in going to Colorado? John, something you're after?
Yeah.
So,
Put 103 on there because he'll
103
do
down?
it. This is, any of you would want to be here in the wintertime, or in the summertime, excuse me. You can be there in the winter, it's nice and warm too. But in the summertime, you'll all love Manitou Springs.
I guess
So,
we're,
I think we're good. That's
okay.
good. Thank
Thank
you.
you much.
All right, you guys ready?
We're ready.
All right.
Your attention to 1014 in the book. It's a first note on a fiveplex in Corpus Christi. The borrower had left the room, so I'm going to tell him the borrower is a retired Air Force colonel. She's looking to build up her portfolio and ratchet up. So this is a movable first note. We would like to buy real estate with it or partner with people who want to help her leverage up into many, many millions of dollars worth of property. So if you're a seller for property who would take this note, movable note, and potentially create some more paper in part of your transaction, she has a good signature, but we are looking to create paper and more assets to build a portfolio. She's probably got, she's about 300 cash, about 300 or so paper we'll put together, and she's looking with that 600,000 or so to go up to many millions, so we've got to slowly step her up. So whoever wants a good first note on a fiveplex, personally guaranteed by a high credit score person, that's what I'm offering, 1014. Who wants it?
161.2.
161.2.
1.22. 113.
Hold on, 142.2. Okay. 114. 133. 3 and 4. 133.4.
103.1.
Hang on. 115.2. Rick. 127.
121.1.
Oh, 121.1.
Excuse me, 127.
127.
You don't know his own numbers.
135. 135.
103.1.
103.1. 140. Jim Munson, 140.
110.
146. 110.
143.2.
143.2.
117.
117.
112.1.
112.1. Anybody else? All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thomas, you are the best moderator ever.
Thank you.
Alrighty, we're gonna have a beautiful little video you're gonna see running behind you showing the property while we do our presentation.
Blake, so we have value equity of 525 on 995, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got $1 million equity with $500,000 in equity.
Yep.
Or $1 million property.
Yep.
Tell us a little about the property.
What we have here is a luxury home in Manitou Springs. It's geothermal, it's got 16-inch thick walls, hot tub on the roof, in-floor heat everywhere, every cabinet's custom, everything, every bell and whistle that anybody could possibly waste money on a house, it's been done.
And what's the total square footage?
About 3,800.
What does the average home sell for in that area?
Well, there's a price per square foot, and then there's a big price. It's high for the prices. The average price in Manitou is probably in the mid fours, but they're $400 a square foot, and it's very rare to have a house in Manitou Springs more than about 1,800 square feet.
And this is again?
3,800.
Okay. So one of the restrictions against its recent attempted sale is just the fact that it's a bigger house.
Yeah, it's a bigger house. And so it's been on the MLS. By price per foot, it should have sold immediately, but it's a price point thing.
Okay. So is that the only obstruction in your eyes as to why that hasn't sold? Cause this is in your market.
Yeah, just price. I mean, we drop the price enough, it'll sell. I don't know exactly what that number is.
Tell us a little about the ownership.
The owner is a couple, and she runs our blood bank for our soldiers at Fort Carson's, been doing a service for us for a very long time. She is going to retire here in a couple of months. She's got her, she's old enough, has enough years, she's getting her full-blown retirement. So they are going to retire and travel. One potential deal we have is to trade to condos in Florida, but anywhere warm, anywhere where this goofy guy wants to hang out, see him.
These folks are well counseled.
Oh yeah, they've been
You
clients
view
for
this as
15 years.
equity. They're clients, you've done business with them, they perform.
Yes, and one good thing about the asset, it's got a very low interest, low payment loan for the next 35 years that they'll leave in place.
Okay, so they're willing to wrap this.
Yep, and they will lease it back.
Okay. All right. What else can they do for us?
Okay, well, let me tell you, it's sort of a vehicle for people.
Okay.
They're looking to use this equity. They can go get a new loan. They can leave this debt in place or get rid of it if you want. Huge benefit there. They'll lease it back. And I think one of the benefits here, we got to be careful how people structure their deal, but you could trade into this theoretically on a 1031, and at some point, after you've decided to rent it long enough, you could probably move into it, and then after a few years, you would be able to take your $500,000 of home equity. And the big penalty is you'll have to live in a really nice house in Manitou Springs for a couple of years.
How close is this house to you?
It's between my house and my office.
Okay.
And if it were in the school district where my kid is, I'd be living there.
Okay. Very good.
It's really
All right.
nice. I also own 5 acres of development ground behind it. There's nothing like that in Manitou. It can be part of the deal.
Can they add anything to this? We have a larger.
They have another free and clear house in Manitou. They've got probably $400,000 in cash. They've got a really good signature, 800 credit scores.
Okay, so with your experience, how high can they go?
Way more than they will.
Okay, very good. So it's really their own self-imposed restriction. They could look at anything if it hits their hot button.
She's an Illinois farm girl who's been working in Fort Carson for all these years.
Okay, are there any questions in the room on either the property or the ownership? Okay. Can somebody offer him a pen? Any numbers so far? Questions? Jim?
I was holding up this.
You were holding a pen.
It's feeling pensive.
He's feeling pensive. God.
What else can you tell us about the offering?
They're buyers for something like one deal we have potentially in a 3-way is with Gene Gosselin buying 16 condos in Florida with this and a bunch of extra money. Gene would probably be looking for a third leg. We have some houses in Key West, but we haven't gotten those people to get together.
Will they take a property that's got some vacancy, that has some underlying income? Will they take a
Yes.
problem? Will they solve the problem?
I will solve the problem.
You will solve the problem. Okay.
They are actually, Ecuador is on their radar too, that they were interested in, anywhere where they can be warm. He imagines he's gonna have a Margaritaville lifestyle, sit on the beach and look at pretty girls.
We have 16-inch walls in Brazil too. And
Good.
they have-
Yeah,
So
but
Blake,
still,
it
maybe
sounds
try it.
like the opportunity here is really, for the most part, not just a nice equity, but we've got a really,
commercial.
we've got an able, ready. All right, now we're distracted. Thanks a lot. So Blake, we have an owner that can do a lot for us.
Yes.
My guess is he could probably, given the right scenario, he could offer underlying financing with that wrap if we wanted to acquire that.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we could get in with very little. We could bring a small equity and view this for them as a down and out, or we can
Right,
offer
and the
something.
beauty is that they don't have to 1031. Okay, so they're gonna take this, they're gonna do a buy sell on the exchange and bump their equity up.
This is a catalyst to get a deal done. Who do we have for numbers? It's a nice property. 113 is a super taker.
He's got stuff that, you've got stuff.
Al, 145? Who else?
144.
144. 133-4.
Question, with this Airbnb,
With this Airbnb,
I've got another one in the book that has the license. This is 490 feet away from another one. But as the crow flies, you gotta be 500 feet. You can probably get the variance. You could do a deal subject to it because it's a more than a mile drive to the other one. So it's no, but with the variance, 10 feet. So.
it's a no, but possibly a maybe. Are you,
Yeah.
you have interest, Mark?
132.
132 has interest. Okay, anyone else? Final questions?
I didn't get anyone from this side, so.
Okay, somebody over here has to buy this. Give us all right, thank you.
I'm over there, I guess, thank you.